Hey, what's shaking, folks? The big sexy yum yums coming right back at ya, live and in living color, overlooking Greater Massachusetts, high atop Mount Boo. Okay, so yes, it's Halloween time. We have all noticed, dude. What you gonna do? You're gonna get dressed up, nice Halloween costume like myself right here. This cost me all of $3. I'm going as the Phantom of YouTube. Ooh, I think it brings out the blue in my eyes. Yeah, baby. But anyway, here to talk about. Everybody loves Halloween. Halloween's a great time of year. Trick or treating, kids get dressed up, girls get dressed up. We know what I'm talking about, and everybody has a great old time. Now, the deal with Halloween is a lot more places, a lot more countries around the world are celebrating. And, I mean, Halloween is one of the world's oldest holidays, dates back to the pagan times. And there's one simple reason why more people are celebrating it this year. Well, these days. Because it's a fucking blast. I mean, how can you not like Halloween? Dude, candy. Free candy. People give you candy. I mean, it's pretty cool. It was all supposedly started in Ireland. Samhain and, all that fun stuff. The pagans and the druids. And they still pretty much celebrate it the way that they always have. They light bonfires. Kids go out trick-or-treating. And most of the kids' fun isn't with the trick-or-treating. No, what they do is they have the kids come back and they do parties. The kids play all kinds of games. I think one of them is called Snap Apple, where they hang an apple from a string and the kids try to bite it. It's kind of like bobbing for apples, but with no water. They also play a card game where the kids will have to. They place candy underneath face-down cards, and if the kid guesses the right card, then he gets the candy. Stuff like that. They also do treasure hunts with kind of like Easter egg treasure hunt type of deal. But they do it on Halloween, and the kids find the candy, and blah blah blah. But mostly it's about the parties afterwards. They bring the kids back home, and the kids party and play games, and the parents get shit-faced and have a good old time. And they do costumes and, the whole deal. But in other countries, I mean, we as Americans think that it's Halloween, so everybody's gonna have to, celebrate the same way. Not quite. I know we're American. Hate to burst that American bubble. But, yeah. Other countries don't celebrate it quite like we do. Some of them do. Not everybody, and not every other country does celebrate it either. In Austria, there's, people leave bread and water. And that welcomes the dead souls back to Earth on that night. Because Austrians consider that a magical night. Kind of like we do. I mean, as far as we look at Halloween, it's supposed to be the one night where the dead can walk the earth again, and that's why people get dressed up in scary costumes, so that, we can scare the spirits back to the grave or back to wherever they come from. But there's in different countries, they do different things. China does what they don't celebrate Halloween. They celebrate Obon. And no, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Japan. The Chinese celebrate Tang Che, and that's where what they do is they place water and food in front of photographs of family members who have departed. And they light bonfires and lanterns in order to light the paths for the spirits as they travel the earth on Halloween night. They also go to Buddhist temples and they pray. And what they do is they make large boats out of paper and other materials, and they set them on fire. and that's supposed to help the spirits guide them on their way home, I guess. In Czechoslovakia, what they do on Halloween night is they place a chair by the fireside for every person in that's still living in the family, and each person that's departed. And that's supposed to remember, in remembrance of the family spirits past. In England and Britain, we have a thing where in America we like to carve pumpkins. And, we do the whole jack-o'-lantern thing, which is very cool. Everybody who doesn't like carving pumpkins. I myself don't like ripping the guts on it. That shit's nasty, and it smells funky. But I do like to carve pumpkins. In England, however, they carve beets instead of pumpkins. They call them punkies. And the kids carve beets, and they bring them door to door, and they ask for money. Just like how we do it when we ask for candy. And instead of calling it Halloween night, what they do is they call it Guy Fawkes night. I'm not going to get into Guy Fawkes, but you can look that up on your own. Also, places like France. France has not celebrated Halloween just because they regard it as an American holiday. And we all know how the French feel about us. Yeah. It was basically not even known to France until about 1996. Now, most recently, because of all the commercialism that they've been getting from Disney and Coca-Cola and telemarketing and whatever have you over in France now, it's become a bigger occasion. Nothing like you've seen in the last decade or so. It's definitely booming over there. They even introduced pumpkins, because pumpkins aren't really grown in France. It's not a big thing. Pumpkins, French, you didn't know. But they have now introduced a pumpkin patch so that the French can buy pumpkins and feel like Americans and carve pumpkins and give candy and all that good stuff. But they don't do trick-or-treating in normal, like they don't do house to house or go from rural to rural. What they do is they do it from store to store or restaurant to restaurant. They go in the malls, and that's where the kids do trick-or-treating. It's probably just a novelty to them right now, but what have you, whatever. In Japan has their own form of Halloween. It's not really Halloween. It's called Obon Festival. And anybody that's seen Karate Kid 2 knows what the Obon Festival looks like. It's, everybody gets dressed up in the kimonos and the whatever. And they light the little lanterns and put them into the water. And that's basically, it's kind of similar to what we do here, as far as lighting the jack-o'-lanterns and things like that. It's basically to show their ancestors where their families might be. And what they do is they set those lanterns out into the riverway, and they're off. And that's what they do. What else is there? Mexico, in parts Latin America, Spain. It's called Dia de los Muertos. Now, what happens is it starts on the 31st and ends on November 2nd. Usually huge parade, candy in the shape of skulls. People they paint their faces, they get all dressed up. It's a 3-day celebration, and it's designed to honor the dead who are believed to return to their homes on Halloween. A lot of families construct altars, decorate it with candy, flowers, photographs, fresh water. Sometimes they put whatever deceased family member it is, whatever their favorite foods were. And what happens is, there's like a big festival, and they carry a coffin through town, and people throw flowers and all kinds of candies and stuff like that, and streamers, and then on the 2nd of November, the relatives gather around and have a picnic to remember and reminisce the relatives that are gone, which I think is very cool. Very, very cool. And then you have places like Sweden, who it's called Alla Helgens Dag, which it goes from October 31st to November 6th. And they're not really celebrating it much. It's not like a trick-or-treat thing. Nobody gets dressed up as far as I know. Basically, the kids get a day off. They get a vacation day. But, I mean, what the hell? It's a day off, right? But as far as any of this goes, it's basically you having a good time. It's a time to get together with your friends, with your family, take the kids out, do some trick-or-treating, party, have fun. That's what this day is for. Remember those people that aren't here anymore. Celebrate the life that they had. And carve a jack-o'-lantern. Light up a pumpkin. Get dressed up. Be silly. Be silly. But yeah, no. Guys, I hope everybody here has a safe and happy Halloween. And to those people that are going to be stopping by here, make sure you bring some friggin' candy. Don't be bringing no Smarties and nothing like that. It's chocolate. I want some good shit. And I guess I'm going to say, like I said, have a safe and happy Halloween. I hope the kids have a great time. Let me know what you guys are planning. And leave some comments, some likes. Happy Halloween. Don't let your meatloaf. Boo. Peace.